here we go, getting ready for this next series. This is going to be round 3 of the CRL Last Chance Qualifier. Saints versus Kennesaw State, and TNT has started this one off hot, blowing up that goal with the first shot there.
Started off with a bang, you missed it.
Yeah, I know. I completely lost it.
It's all good. I'll tell you what, he's got ice in his clan tag and potentially ice in his veins as well, because that is a nice start for Kennesaw State. This is one of those teams. They have been in CRL before. We honestly were decently rivals of these guys. We played them a billion times, it feels like, across every esport, but they do not want to show any mercy today. Tyro trying to see if he can find yet another early goal, try to extend this lead out, but these are two teams, two schools. They played in CRL. They've played in all of these big spots. It just comes down to one best of 7 to decide if you're moving on to play on the weekend.
Yeah, that is the question right now. I mean, keep in mind, there's one thing we got to talk about in this series. It's that Kennesaw State just came off of their last series with a 4-0 victory. You know, one game quicker than that Saints 4-1. We saw clearly this Kennesaw squad, they were one of the teams that did grab that bye, and they came into their first round essentially and dropped a 4-0. But Ramen not ready to give up the lead just yet. 1-1 in the scoreline. Check this one out.
Yeah, under a minute into game 1, we already have a goal for both squads. So the first goal now under your belt. Now we can start to see the adjustments, start to see the reads as they get made. And I'm curious as this series plays out, what are we going to see? Because honestly, early series for every single series tonight, one team has looked drastically different from game 1 to game 5 to game 6. I'm curious if we're going to see kind of that same trend this series, especially as we said, competition. It is going to get harder and harder and harder as we progress.
That's the thing. You're trying to move out of this round 3 into, I believe, the next round is that quarterfinal.
Tomorrow on the Rocket League stream.
On that main Rocket League stream, that's going to be those quarterfinal matchups. So both of these teams here just trying to make it through farther into this bracket. Flit putting it on the court right now for Kennesaw State. Look at this shot off the backboard. Double touch for himself right over Spoons.
Yeah, Ramen just misses that one on top of the backboard as well. So close, but it is a game of inches, and that's all it's going to take to get that goal sometimes. And Kennesaw now going to open up the lead once more. So we saw those 2 early goals. Now we see Kennesaw make an adjustment. They're able to keep finding that pressure. A beautiful goal from Flit there. Now, Saints, lots of time still to operate. Just have to make sure you keep this pressure off of you as much as possible.
Popped up by Flit there. Spoods not actually able to make the clear that he's looking for, and TNT prime position to be able to keep this pressure going. It's a good clear from Ramen there out in the corner. Flit's going to catch it up into the air. Keep this going for Kennesaw. Might even be able to find a double touch of his own. It's out to that right corner.
Yeah, another job by Kennesaw. I mean, a lot of aerial mechanics from this team so far, already taking 2 of those coast to coast. Now Christian, not really any boost to play with there, so that's going to be more of a setup shot, but he is going to somehow get the follow there. Tyro rather, going to go back there, get that full boost. Going to be pinged up there by TNT. This ball kicking around at midfield mark. Kennesaw, though, they're going to find a shot on net. That net had nobody home. That is going to be that 2-goal lead for Kennesaw State. 3 early goals in the first half of game 1.
Look at this. Flit, I think that's the second of the game there for Flit. TNT trying to get their hands on it too, maybe trying to steal that one away from Flit there, but nonetheless, Kennesaw State, you're up 2 goals now, about halfway through this game 1 here, and clearly you found the openings in the Saints defense. You found more than a few ways to capitalize on them. Now, can you play this defense yourself when the Saints really start to get into your zone? Because they've still found one, and that first Saints goal was pretty convincing nonetheless. But right now, Kennesaw looking great at punishing from afar, sending these far lobs. But right now, off the backboard, off the crossbar, still alive. The Saints haven't been able to tap this one in just yet, and it looks like the clear might be alive from Kennesaw. Yeah,
that is a heartbreaker for St. Clair. That goal looks so good, but the crossbar had other ideas. Going to shut the door for Kennesaw there. They're going to keep that 2-goal lead. Now it's going to be TNT trying to make a read there. Nice challenge in his own side of the pitch. They're going to kick that one back toward that Saints side. Buy some time up for Kennesaw here, but like we said earlier, they like to play this aggressive style, as is with most, very strong, confident teams. They're going to play that aggressive style for better or worse in a lot of these instances. The Saints trying to still rattle off these shots. So Flit trying to make a read. Spood's first one there. Kennesaw, though, easily there to corral that one. Now only 1:35 left to play. Lots of time still to score, but the way Kennesaw has played this game 1, I'm looking for the Saints to get going here.
That's the thing. Kennesaw, they've been really good at just waiting for their opening, capitalizing on it, and going back to just absolute cycling this one out making those saves when necessary and playing rock solid defense. Once Christian or one of the other Saints really gets into this zone like we see right now, Ramen out towards the middle, Tyro, one little touch is all he needs.
Yeah, and it's going to go all the way back down to that Saints end. Precious time being taken off that clock in the process. Christian is going to find that demo on TNT, but Flit has possession, has some time to work with, so they're going to find that respawn, get those timers back. Full boost is going to get stolen away, but he had enough to pinch that one down the pitch there. TNT, nice little shot from the middle there. Going to be kicked away by the Saints. Spood still trying to work this one out of the net, but they've got to get going out of their net. They've got to start finding these shots if they want to have a chance to get this game back.
All the way back into this Kennesaw side, but you're still 2 goals down, and the time is running away from you if you're the Saints right now. So far, this 3-goal lead is held strong, or this 3 goals held pretty strong from Kennesaw State. They're not sweating too hard when it comes to the defense, and a lot of that has been off of Tyro just making these clears almost every single time. That time it was going to be TNT and Flit. Every single second this ball is in the air. That's 1 second that the Saints cannot put pressure onto this Kennesaw net. Now you've all but secured it, Kennesaw. With 10 seconds left, you're still up 2 goals. The Saints have to find something right now if they want this game to be in their hands, but game 1 looking like Kennesaw is going to take this.
Yeah, and the one really good thing if you're on Kennesaw's camp there, they played a super clean game. They didn't force anything, and they just took the easy stuff, and the easy stuff, that would have been a 4th goal. Honestly, though, they just played really good defense, and really good defense just led the offense. They got the counterattack going. They had a couple shots that went right down the middle. Not really much for the Saints that were able to do. Flit had a great play off the backboard. Yes, the mechanics are there, but they're just taking what's given to them. They didn't have to force anything. They played within their own foundation there, and they found that first game. Saints now, you found lots of goals earlier. Again, Kennesaw, a much stronger team than you have seen so far today. You have to find some way to adjust.
Yeah, you have to right now, right? Yeah, you talk about it yourself. 2 series straight, you're playing solid teams. Every team in this bracket from the get-go was going to give the Saints a run for their money, but you had a fairly tight series up against Utah. You had a much stronger series up against Missouri S&T, but they were still giving you a run for your money. Now you're in round 3. Kennesaw has wiped through their first series in the bracket, made it to round 3 here after their bye, and then they're ready to take this momentum up against the Saints. And Kennesaw, we talked about this team already. We've seen them on this stream many times before, whether it had been CCA, any other CRL qualifier, anything like that. Kennesaw, always going to be a good showing here on the stream.
Yeah, and I think at least 2 of these players are going to be returning from that last year, and they're going to pick up where they left off. TNT, once again, kicking things off with that first goal. And once again, Kennesaw, now you find yourself in that beautiful 1-0 position. St. Clair, this is starting to look a little bit like that game 1. Now you have to find some way to get ahead of this, because we know this Kennesaw team, they're looking for that 2nd goal. They're looking for that 3rd goal. Hell, they almost got that 4th goal at the end of game 1.
They were trying to find it, right? Yeah. And it looked like they were going to be close to it in the end, but it just was slightly out of their reach. However, now into this corner here, TNT, that's actually a long pass over to Flit, and this is too much time to let Kennesaw set up here. Flit, what a play just by himself there. Off the backboard, right back to himself, and look at that perfect cut right under that backboard, right under that crossbar. No defender ready for it.
Now, if you're St. Clair, you have to stop the snowball, because what I said 15 seconds ago applies even more so now. You have to find one of these goals. Ideally, you want to find it before that 2-minute mark. Give yourself that split time to try to work your way back in here, and give yourself time to try to score without forcing things, without sacrificing defensive discipline, without making too many crazy plays. Just like that. Take what's given to you, walk that one down the middle. It only takes about 30 seconds, and now you're right back in striking distance.
Saints battled back here, able to find one. Spoods flies right by Flit there on the defense and opens up that goal. Is able to find one. 3:50 on the clock. Still a lot of game to be played here, keep in mind, Jobin. So a 2-1 lead for Kennesaw. Still not meaning too much after that goal being grabbed back, but a lead is still a lead. In Rocket League, anything can happen. TNT sets that up towards the middle, but Christian, I think the Saints have kind of realized, okay, we got to shut down everything that comes down the middle now because Kennesaw has been so good at converting it into goals.
Yeah, the middle. Yeah, a lot of teams try to work off the walls, try to get that kind of deflection game going. Kennesaw is just like, we're walking this one down Main Street for better or worse. We're going to try to find goals that fashion. It has worked out so far. Saints, though, looking to try to maybe get that read, find that answer now. They're going to keep this ball in the zone for at least a moment or two. Ramen, though, going to get tied up just a little bit there. Looks like it's going to be Christian trying to make a play, but it's going to be Flit. We've seen what he can do mechanically off that backboard. Leaving it for a teammate, though. The shot just wide right of the mark there. 3 minutes left to play here. Still, Kennesaw trying to put the pressure on. Tyro is going to have to go give chase to that one, but it's going to be Christian, next man to the ball. 22 boosts to play with, though. Not really able to make anything happen. Robin, though, not giving up on the play quite yet. Trying to send that one over, but the shot's not going to be there.
It's not going to happen in the end for the Saints. Flit making this carry all the way over. Spoods does get a tiny little touch on it, and he's able to just make it go haywire up there enough to be able to get it out of the way. Christian waiting for these bounces to come through. Flit catches that one in the air. A lot of momentum out towards this corner, but he re-ups on that boost.
Whoa.
That is a dangerous looking net for Kennesaw right there, but the Saints, I don't think anyone was ready for that angle to come off of that ball, and Flit now back with the control. Ramen towards the air.
Nice demo.
Towards the middle. Great demo, but TNT good for that save. Christian off the top. Spoods looking to make the follow-up. It's not going to be good. There's 3 Kennesaw members back up and online. Now, Kennesaw, you dealt with that spur of pressure, but will it be more from the Saints as Ramen gets these demos going?
Yeah, this is a huge break for Kennesaw right now. At least to buy themselves that 5-10 seconds, kind of breathe, take that little reset, but Spoods doesn't want to waste any time here. He's trying to go coast to coast. Is going to get challenged, though, leaving that one in the wings for Ramen. Christian waiting on the backside as well, seeing if there's a time and an angle to try to find one of these long-range shots. Spoods, though, knocked off the spot there. It's going to be Ramen trying to find the follow. Kennesaw is swarming the Saints net right now, and they will be rewarded very much so. Flit finds the second goal of the game. Kennesaw increases that lead to 2, and 1:31 left to play. If you're St. Clair, that one's going to hurt.
I mean, game 2. 3-1, back in this position once again. Kennesaw seems to be able to just find these goals out of thin air, really create them out of thin air almost for themselves. Flit doing a great job of that for the team as well. TNT, been a player who's he's either found those goals themselves or he's instrumental in setting them up, and Tyro has been great on this defense. Even if he takes a little bit of flack from Ramen with a lot of these demos, he's been great at clearing those out. Now he's going to be the man to make that rotation back towards this net as Flit to be the man on the save.
Yeah, got to be careful here. Second member is going to be there. TNT trying to buy a couple seconds here for Kennesaw. Saints have to cycle this one out. They are going to get a demo put on Christian there, but clock not in the Saints' favor right now. They have to find a way to get one back and get it back quick, as Kennesaw right now has started to really put that leg up. They're going to send that one toward the net as well, but it's all in the art of wasting the clock as often as possible. 40 seconds left. They're slowly chipping away at this time, leaving the Saints with not much room to play, but they have some time for a shot here on target. Denied by Flit. See if they can find 1 or 2 more chances here. That pinch out toward mid, though, it's going to be on Christian to try to find some kind of play. Not much time to operate. Kennesaw, they're going to send it down, they're going to send it in, and they're going to send us over to game 3 with a 2-0 lead shortly.
2-2 right now on TNT and Flit. They're having awesome games moving into this series. Kennesaw is just having a good day today, it looks like. They come off that last series 4-0. You're moving into this one now close to taking 2-0 in the series with very dominant games as well. The Saints right now looking kind of flustered coming up against the offense of Kennesaw State. Ramen finds a nice floater off the start there, but will it be enough in 15 seconds is the question. Theoretically, it's possible, but yeah, we got to be realistic here. 15 seconds. It's not a lot of time to work with, and all it takes is Kennesaw State to bounce it up into the air for 5 of those, and Saints entire options right now. Winning that kickoff, Tyro pretty well shuts down any opportunities the Saints could add for those 2 goals.
Yeah, albeit not the same level of competition, but the Saints have been here before. They've been in this 2-0 position. They had to battle back, so maybe having that early slip-up against University of Utah will maybe kind of, give them a good omen as they get into this game 3. But Kennesaw State, they're going to leave nothing on the pitch, especially seeing how they've already played today, getting that 4-0 sweep. They are clearly playing in form right now, and it's on the Saints to find the answer right now. Because, hey, down 2-0, you can still make things happen. You go down 3-0, and respectfully, Kennesaw probably finds a way to close it out.
That's the thing, right? It's it's tough because Kennesaw is such a solid squad, and you know if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And right now, that's what we're seeing. Game one, or these replays here to come in, all of these goals from Kennesaw, it's that tiny little opening, that little gap in the defense, and they're able to capitalize on it almost every time. We've got game three ready to get started here. Kickoff is good. TNT grabbing the first hit onto that ball, and even going to grab some possession for the team themselves.
Now again, it's all about that balance. The Saints found a good job of getting that early aggression, kind of getting out of their own way there on the defensive end, but now you have to find some way to break that through on Kennesaw's side of things. They're already going to put the pressure on here. That is almost a goal for Kennesaw right away. Saints have to be very, very careful. Giving up another early lead to Kennesaw, they have clearly shown they play well. They play both safe but aggressive with that lead. It's a very, very tricky puzzle to figure out. So if they're able to get ahead on the scorecards once again, I'd have to think that they're going to find some way to ride that clock out and close the game down.
Yeah, all you need to do is just find a little bit of a lead for yourself if you're Kennesaw, and you should be able to just do exactly what you did in those first two games, right? It's going to take the Saints to make not just slight adjustments, right? These are major adjustments we're talking about, because all these goals that Kennesaw has found have been realistically big blunders from the Saints. They've been wide open spots in this net, in this defense, where Kennesaw is just able to make these carries, and they're almost just giving Kennesaw too much time, which is why I like Spoots meeting TNT in the air there. We've been seeing Ramen doing it a lot more as well in that last game, and it was able to just give them more time to work with here on this defense, not be so worried about Flit or TNT finding a goal every single time.
Oh, they had three members above half there, but that was a great challenge from TNT. Oh, that's going to be Flit though. Shot toward the net is going to be saved. The follow through though, there are two goalies. They're going to find a way to make that save there, keeping that door closed as often as they can. Now the Saints still trying to threaten here. They've had a couple little half chances here, but nothing too material. But it's going to be Flit now going coast to coast. He's going to be denied by Ramen, but the zone has been held. TNT now second man to the ball, going for the flip reset. Not going to be able to bury that one home though. Now it's Tyro still circling here, trying to keep that pressure. It's going to be Flit once more just above the crossbar. Saints trying to send this one up that right side wall. TNT and Flit still trying to hold the zone here. Flit gonna catch a piece of it with the tires. It's gonna be TNT next. Flit gets taken down, but Kennesaw still holding the zone.
Still alive in this one right now. Still 0-0 in this one right now. We're over 2 minutes into this play, into this game three, and neither team has yet to find that opening that's necessary. Ramen been really good at shutting down a lot of Flit's plays as he tries to get close into that zone, and Spoods has been pretty instrumental in just making these long carries and given a little bit of time in that Kennesaw zone, so you're not just playing defense 24/7. We've hit halfway through this game, and Kennesaw not off to that crazy start that we've seen from these past few games.
Yeah, the Saints have done a better job getting a lot more shots on net, but when Kennesaw gets to the Saints zone, you can see how efficient they are. They find quality chances, even though they don't spend that much time in the zone necessarily the whole game. They're finding ways to get space open, create space like you mentioned earlier in between games there. Saints right now trying to find that counterattack angle, trying to find that timing that they can see if they can go their way. That ball's going to careen back toward the midline though. Kennesaw still trying to follow. Flit does take down Christian, but it's going to be Spoods winning that challenge out, taking that one all the way back down, trying to set up Ramen, but nothing going to be found there. Now Christian, once again, next man up to cycle that one through. Not going to find anything though. Spoods still going to be there, rather Ramen sending that one toward the net. TNT is going to deny that one. Kennesaw right now in the back, but the Saints, this might be your chance to try to strike. A minute and a half left before overtime. The next goal might potentially be that decider.
I mean, you get this close to that 0 seconds on the clock. As we inch closer there, this first goal means so much more. Who is going to let this go through? Who is going to cleave their way through that defense and find the goal for themselves, for their team? Will it be the Saints to really keep them in this series right now, or will it be Kennesaw to get that much closer to match point here in round three?
Yeah, 2-1 and 3-0, vastly different feels when you're in between games, especially when Kennesaw seemingly had all the momentum. They're going to find the shot, but Spoods is going to find a save, potentially game-saving play there. The Saints, though, you still have to find a way to work the offense. They haven't really found anything this game. They've had a couple nice chances. They've had some control time, but they haven't had that consistent offensive output that they've had the last couple series. Credit to Kennesaw's defense, so they are playing very, very sound. Nice little back tap there. there. Not going to be able to find the mark. Kennesaw still trying to clear this zone. Saints doing their best to cycle this thing through, trying to find some scoring chances. Off the crossbar, second touch not going to be found. The third touch is found, and finally the goal goes through. Ramen cracks the scoreboard, cracks Kennesaw's defense, and now they have 27 seconds to hold the line.
Wow, what a scuffle in that net to be able to bring us the first goal of the game here. 27 seconds left as we hit kickoff, and Kennesaw really have to start working now. Flit, you can already see the gears turning in his mind. He's trying to get these resets going, and with as much carry as you can try to have, Spoods is going to be right there with you to shut down that ball. Tyro passes it out towards that middle. Spoods, great contention there. Flit and TNT, these have been the two goal scorers of Kennesaw this entire series. You have to make something happen in this last second here. Miracle shot for Kennesaw. Will it happen? Christian's got their hands on the ball. Christian has to try and shut it down, has to try and send it towards the ground. We're not done just yet. Flit messing with this ball in the air, making that carry happen. Tyro keeps it alive, Jobin.
Oh my goodness, the ball still in the air. Kennesaw still trying to threaten. Finally, the sweet, sweet release of winning that game for the Saints. They get back in the series. Now a 2-1 deficit instead of that, uncoveted 3-0. So they are right back in the series. That is a much better game overall that they played, and we have a series on our hands.
Yeah, these teams getting right back into it here, and a 1-0 game. After those first two, was not expecting that. I'm going to be honest with you, Jobin, but it looked, honestly, that first minute or 4.5 minutes looking very good from both sides, and it took the Saints to pretty well grab like 4 rebounds in a row and continually shoot on this Kennesaw net until it finally made it past one of those defenders. I believe it was it Spoods who was able to find that one, if I'm not mistaken. But here we are, 2-1 in the scoreline, feeling a lot better if you're the Saints than staring down a 3-0 for sure. Kennesaw, though, not out just yet. Still got a lot of games to play in this series. And Kennesaw, I mean, really, you just got to dust that game off the mental. They only found 1 goal on you, and that was all, right? Just dust that one off. Go back to exactly what you were doing in game 1 and 2. Just try to, forget about game 3 a little bit.
Yeah, game 2, game 3, just trying to tidy things up a little bit because, yeah, like you said, they played a fantastic game. They didn't really make any critical errors. The Saints found a really good goal toward the end there. They're trying to get things going on the offense here. Not going to be able to find that shot. Looks like it was Flit there. Christian, no boost to play with, though. This is surely going to be taken away shortly. Yeah, it's going to be TNT across the middle, the pass, the shot. It is beautiful. It is all day long executed to perfection. No boost for Christian. Flit or TNT will gladly take advantage of that one. And Kennesaw early 1-0 lead after a slow game 3.
Yeah, good to see they're taking my advice, right? Go back to exactly what you did in game 1 and 2, and that would be an early 1-0 lead. They found that in both of those first 2 games, and it led them to victories in those, right? So you just want to keep that going here in game 4. Maybe find yourself a 3-1 on the scoreline, which would feel great for Kennesaw moving into this next one. Right now, game at hand, 1-0. Nobody really to find an opening. This ball's been chilling at mid for a while here.
Yeah, this ball is big chilling right now. Kennesaw, though, as they usually do, trying to find their way into this orange side. Ramen, though, full boost picked up. The demo is going to be found on Christian, though, so the outbreak not going to be what they were thinking. However, the clear out is good, but the shot just not going to be found. Kennesaw had the early jump to the ball. Flit, though, not going to make contact. That might give someone a window. However, closed shortly thereafter. Now Spood's going to do his best up this right side wall. Nice 50 in the air from Kennesaw. Spoods, though, still winning out these challenges. However, does run out of boost in the process, but Christian there behind him, seeing what they can cook up here. Not going to be anything, though. Going to be a little bit of back and forth between both of these squads. Saints still trying to threaten, but Kennesaw still holding down.
Kennesaw is alive in this game right now, holding it down. That's what you need to see. That's what I want to see personally, especially after taking a game lost to a 1-0. Now you give Saints a 1-0 to deal with and just start playing your time and just continue this consistent play out to Flit. Flit goes out to the corner. It's going to ride up that wall, and Christian who's actually going to get their hands on it. It looks like Christian is good. That's a demo in the net. Spoons keeping it alive, but Tyro, first one in the series for themselves, securing a 2-0 halfway through this game for giving Kennesaw a comfortable lead to work with moving into the rest of this game.
Yeah, that ball was looking a little bit sus for about 15, 20 seconds there, and eventually Kennesaw does find the answer. And honestly, you can smell those goals coming from Rocket League a mile away. When there's 7-8 shots, everybody's caught out of rotation, nobody can grab boost, you just know the end is nigh. And just like that, Kennesaw finds that second goal. Spoons is going to go for the demo on TNT, see if they can create some space here, try to get a little bit better offensive flow here. Because right now, their offense seems to be coming and going. When it shows up, it is alive, and as well, they are absolutely a live team. But they find those 4 or 5 goals, and now you have the games like this where it's 3-4 minutes not finding that goal. Even the last game, it took till like 30 seconds to find the goal. Ramen, nice little chance off the backboard there, but Kennesaw turning it away.
Yeah, they're able to shut down all of that pressure that was just set up. Now Flit looking to get their hands right back on this ball. Tyro, no boost to make it into the air there, so Ramen is going to get a bit of a setup here towards this Kennesaw net. It's just going to be flipped right back around, right back towards the middle. Flit, you found a good angle. Spoons has to take that one from that right side, clears it out of his own crease, and that's a bouncer straight from Spoons all the way to that Kennesaw net, closing the gap in the score. 1 goal lead for Kennesaw as the Saints find their first here.
Yeah, critical timing for the Saints to get that goal back. Now you give yourself a window to try to make some plays. You have some time to mess up away, but they're going to have to try to dig away at this last goal here. TNT getting ready in the wings there. It's going to be a kickoff win for the Saints, but TNT's going to be there. The ball going to skirt wide left of the post though. Ramen, we saw the kickoff goal earlier, trying to work his magic once more, try to get this game tied up because the Saints have time. They don't have that much time. TNT is going to find that demo. This net looking dangerous, though. That ball in a very, very bad spot. Luckily, Christian there to make that play. Ramen, nice little touch off the backboard. The follow. He leaves it on the doorstep. Spoons walks it in. Tie game with 1:24.
2-2 right now. The Saints have taken this game back. Kennesaw, where did it all fall apart is the question. That first one from Spoons that went all the way from that wall towards that middle field, all the way into the back of the net. Now he's found another. Spoons maybe even looking for a hat trick today. We still have yet to see it from him, but nonetheless, look at these players flying by this ball. Defenders and attackers, nobody can get their hands on it, not until Christian makes this clear out. Nobody to follow up on that ball from Christian. Now TNT takes a good long carry out towards the middle where he's contested by Spoons. Hands on the ball is Ramen. Pass it out. Christian can't find that one. Spoons keeping that one out to Christian. Right now the Saints having a lot of control on this ball. Kennesaw just kind of making these long shots where they can try and get it out of their own zone. Christian tries to follow up on that one, but 2 defenders in net.
Yeah, the Saints right now finding a couple really good chances, but it's about that consistency. Kennesaw is starting to find a read on some of these passes, so you have to be careful to not get picked off and have that thing go back the other way. Ramen, though, he is going to try his best to hold this zone, get the Saints 2 to 3 more solid chances as the rest of this regulation time does start to tick away. Kennesaw, though, they want to ice things in regulation. They're not going to be able to convert on that one. The Saints going to pinch that one and shut the door. Spoons now doing his magic up that left side wall. Ramen is going to be taken out of the play for a moment or two here. 10 seconds left. This ball dangerously toward the midline. Kennesaw finds a shot. Saints lock the door, though. Now it's still going to be cycled through once more. Maybe one chance for either one of these squads. Kennesaw, they're going to be teamed with the last shot, but it won't be a shot at all. It will be overtime yet again.
Yeah, the final frame demo from Spoons there as well, but here we go into overtime. We've already seen it before in many of these games today. Who is going to be the one to crack it open? 2-2. Kennesaw looking to continue their lead. Saints looking to tie up the series. This next goal is going to be the turning point in the series, in my opinion. If Saints take this overtime, I can see them taking another 2 games straight and taking this whole series. Kennesaw, you find the 3-1. They might just have the momentum to keep it going. We're going to have to see. TNT breaks open the defense with a demo. He's going to start getting closer to this net. Tyro going to grab that rebound out towards that corner.
Yeah, the Saints right now, this next goal is possibly the most important goal of their entire season. Not winter, not fall. This would be the most important game of the entire semester right now. This is what you play for. It's moments like this. It's overtimes in deciding game fours, whether the series starts to tilt back in your favor or whether things start to slowly but surely fall apart. Kennesaw doing their best to work this pitch. TNT trying to find that long stretch goal. Not going to be able to convert that one. Tyro now trying to cycle that one through. Going to be stopped up though. TNT once more sends the pass through the middle. That's going to be kicked away. The Saints getting away with one there. That is a shot toward the net though. Flit's going to find it. Demo onto TNT. Kennesaw still trying to threaten. Still very much a live threat. Christian is going to buy some time at least for the Saints to clear.
Tyro picks it up in the middle. It's actually grabbed up by, I think that was Ramen there who got their hands on the ball. TNT follows this one up. He finds a demo onto Spoods as well. There's only 2 players on. Flit following up the demo onto Spoods as he respawns.
Another one.
Flit is on a warpath right now with these demos. No boost to work with. Nobody from Kennesaw can finesse that ball into the net. We are still here in overtime after all is said and done. After Flit finds 2 straight demos, still cannot be made just yet. Spoods, I think he was out of the game for a good 10 seconds there.
Spoods was getting a spawn trap there for a little while. Luckily, Christian bought 6 or 7 seconds all by himself in that far side corner. TNT, Kennesaw now, they are just playing the numbers game. They're throwing the weight around, trying to get these 3v2s. That is a cross-court beauty from Spoods. Tyro there, shutting the door at the best possible moment, keeping this game alive, keeping the series lead alive, at least for the moment. That's going to be Flit off the ceiling there. Saints going to reply right down the middle there. TNT there for the answer. Now Spoods back to challenge that one. Didn't really get a whole lot of that one. Tries to back tap it toward one of his teammates. Tyro there in that right side corner. Christian there to deny the play. Now it's going to be Flit once more, and Christian challenging that left side wall. Saints still trying to push this one out, and we're still looking for a goal in overtime.
I mean, who's gonna be the one? 3 minutes straight. TNT, you find that second touch, it's still just gonna stay a little too high. Nobody in the middle from Kennesaw to be able to follow up on that one. Tyro tried to set it up. It wasn't gonna be good. Christian shut down in the air as Ramen makes a long lob over to Flit on that backboard. Spoods just barely getting that touch. It's so close to that net. It's so close to the post. The save is good. Christian, you keep this alive for now, but will it fall is the question. TNT down over to Tycho, over one player. The demo is good onto Tyro. He's out of the play for now. How do we have another minute of all of these shots and nobody to find this goal just yet? 3 minutes and 30 into overtime. Right now, Kennesaw definitely had more of the opportunities, but Saints have had their quality chances as well. No! This absolute aggression on the defense as well with these demos. This is beautiful from both of these teams. Nobody is going to give an inch once that ball gets towards that goal line.
Kennesaw is firing on this Saints net right now. This pressure is absolutely ruthless. That is a beautiful back tap. Another save, those Spoods there to make the read. Christian's going to find the clear as well. I don't even know how they're making half of these saves, but they're making them nonetheless. They're keeping this game alive. We're almost at that 5-minute mark of overtime. The Saints still trying to clear this ball out. TNT, though, working that corner. That's going to be a pass to the middle. That double touch, rather, going to be found. TNT working the goal line. Not able to find the net quite yet. Spoods, no boost on that right side wall. Intercepted by Tyro. The pass over the middle. The game. TNT and Tyro finally putting the nail in the game 4 coffin. And they're going to make this into a 3-1 series lead and a 9.5-minute knockdown drag-out war. St. Clair, it's put up or shut up time for LCQ.
6 minutes and 6 seconds from the last goal of regulation to that overtime there cannot be understated. They just played a whole game of Rocket League there in overtime before anyone was able to find something. Now, this is when not only is Kennesaw's momentum going to be at an all-time high, you win that game, the screams in that Kennesaw room right now from those players have got to be eardrum bleeding levels, but
I feel like it's screaming or dead silence.
Yeah, either so unbelievably locked in that you can't even find yourself popping off, or you got to get hyped about that one. Securing the 3-1 in the series definitely going to make you feel good. Yeah, in that fashion
as well. Not only you down 3-1, you were 5-minute overtime off being 2-2 with all the momentum. You would have won 2 in a row. You would have been finding the offense. Kennesaw, though, in that overtime, they deserved to win that game. They found there was 9 or 10 shots legitimately, including that one that probably should have found their way into the net, but it was a combination of all 3 members finding save after save. Kennesaw honestly must have had 14 shots. It felt like they had 10, 15 shots in that overtime. Honestly, one was bound to go through, but the 3-1 lead is the most dangerous lead in sports. Can the Saints try to capitalize? Looks like we might have a bit of a lobby remake. I saw somebody teleporting into the ether.
Oh, they're getting in there, but here's something I want to touch on. 5-minute overtime. How do you play the rest of the series after that? Like, it's a mental taxer for both of these teams. Yes, Kennesaw is going to feel good that they found that win. Don't get me wrong. You're on match point right now. You're looking to make it to quarterfinals of the LCQ here if you're Kennesaw. But there's still the fact that a game like that is draining regardless of who's starting it off. Christian finds that first goal there. He's found a few to start these off for the Saints today. Tyro, a little bit of an assist from him as well. Nonetheless, Saints finding that first goal. Not going to be having a 0-0 scoreline for so long like we have seen recently. Kennesaw now got to battle back a little bit, though, being down 1 for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, if I'm St. Clair, do not look back. I'm looking for that second and third goal. I'm going to try to put a little bit more pressure on this Kennesaw side. Try to see if I can get them to play just a little bit out of, what they're used to playing, like out of their comfort zone, and see if we can get anything cooking. That is a great shot by Flit, though. There is Christian for the denial, rather. Now TNT, though, great job to work the front of the net. No one there to find the follow-up, but he has thrown his weight around in that net. The last 2 or 3 games, it has been working so well. Really looking for St. Clair to put pressure and find this second goal, though.
Everyone on this Kennesaw team, whether it's TNT, Flit, or Tyro, they have such masterful control of the ball, whether it be in the air, whether it be on the ground. They're always able to find these little micro adjustments to control that ball to go exactly where they want it to be. Look at Tyro, sets that one up towards the middle. Spoods, you gotta feel good that you're there for the save, but for the rest of the Saints, it's terrifying to be on that defense and see this ball changing trajectory, changing momentum every single time that player gets even slightly close to it.
And the lower this clock gets, the more nervous those Saints are going to be, even though they have that 1-0 lead, trying to make sure you hold that lead and get yourself into the possibility of this Game 6. Kennesaw, though, still trying to use this unrelenting pressure, trying to find shot after shot, get these rotations just a little bit chalked. Even for a mere moment, you can find that window. Flit working this backside corner, going to be a demo over onto him from Christian. Kennesaw now playing 3v2, trying to find this second touch. Should buy time for the respawn, but the Saints might be able to at least keep some zone pressure. Ball going to be 50 out there. Looks like Flit still trying to work the middle here. Tyro going to be there for the follow. That is a great shot back from the Saints, so the counterattack going to be nice and well-timed, but going to be denied there by TNT.
Tyro clearing that one out into the corner. Spood's doing a great job at resetting this pressure. Pass it out to Christian. Christian not going to have the boost to really change that, really get the shot off. However, they are going to have a lot of time to work with in this Kennesaw net. Right now, Kennesaw's defense a little bit flustered from all this pressure the Saints have been putting in. Christian nails that one in right behind Tyro, and he's able to secure 2 goals for the Saints. Not done in the series just yet. 3-1 on the series, but 2-0 here in Game 5 for the Saints.
Yeah, a lot of time on the clock if you're St. Clair, though. You have to be careful how you're going to proceed here. You have to make sure you don't give Kennesaw anything easy. If Kennesaw scores, it's okay. Do not give them anything easy. Make them work blood, sweat, and tears to find these goals. Letting that one go in would be a little bit on the bad side there, so you want to make sure you keep this thing cleared out. At least try to buy yourself a little bit of time off this clock to take some of the stress off.
Yeah, that's a big distinction, right? Them finding a goal versus them working for that goal, and you really got to make sure that everybody on this field, everybody on that other team is working for anything they grab on this field, whether it be boost, whether it be control on that ball, whether it be a shot on net. You need to put them under pressure for them to be able to get there, because otherwise you're just going to find so many goals run away on yourself there. Out towards the middle, Spoods is going to be the one to grab it. These Saints, they were a little far forward for a second there, but Rahman and Christian right back in the net when they need to be. The rotations perfectly timed from the Saints right now, and currently just outpacing Kennesaw in this game, in a series that they have been consistently getting outpaced by Kennesaw in.
Yeah, Kennesaw clearly was controlling the pace, kind of dictating how the action was going. But, I mean, we only have a minute 20 left in this game. It's been a quietly, quick, clean, efficient game out of the Saints, but they still have some time still to try to fight off this Kennesaw side that has not stopped, at least. With Kennesaw, there's always the threat of the counterattack. Even if they don't commit to it, even if someone is not going to commit that full boost, there's always that thought in the back of the head. Are they going to fire this one back over my head? And are they going to make some kind of crazy mechanical play just like this? They're going to try to get in the back line here, exactly. And there's the second touch as well, but the save is going to be found. Christian had a good time to get reorganized there, get in that net, make that save. At the very least, buy yourself some time off this clock. Kennesaw still threatening, but this clock still draining.
As of right now, the Saints just have a hold on this game. Everything that has been working for Kennesaw recently, whether it be those double touches, whether it be the two-man passes out from the corner, out towards the middle, Saints has had that second player in net that has been instrumental in shutting that down. And with 30 seconds left on the play and a 2-goal lead, Saints are looking to come back in this series, looking to start 3-2 as we move in towards game 6. 15 seconds to decide. Will Kennesaw be able to make some miracle play here? Will the Saints just continue and secure this 2-0 victory for themselves?
Yeah, it looks like at very worst they're going to win 2-1 depending if Kennesaw can score. But this Game 5 victory all but wraps now. Now you're going to try to get yourself back in this game. And honestly, even though Kennesaw definitely going to be favored in this series, the Saints, you got to a 5-minute overtime. Why not one more for good measure? Christian's going to find a hat trick as well. So great job there from Christian. 5-goal game earlier, a hat trick at the end of Game 5 in this one, and that's one more little exclamation mark, one more little stamp to put in the book of that game. And now you're down 2 games. You have to win 2 in a row, yes, but you played a 5-minute overtime, narrowly lost it. You just won 3-0. They are absolutely alive and well, and they have 2 more chances to take this thing over.
I mean, we saw them win 4 games straight up against Utah there in round 1. What's 3 straight up against Kennesaw when you're down 3-1?
Once you force game 7 too, all bets are off.
That's very, very true. This is like
so play to win this one, and then it's all.
Obviously, every game is huge here for the Saints being on, elimination point and everything from Kennesaw. But this one specifically, right? You find another 3-0, 2 or 4-2, that kind of scoreline, any kind of 2 to 3 goal advantage, 2 to 3 goal lead going into the end of this, that's gonna tax Kenesaw's mentals moving into game 7. Right now, game 6 on the horizon. Kickoff ready to go. Kennesaw State still on match point. St. Clair, momentum in hand, have to come back from this one. Christian trying to start it off hot, but Flit shuts it down.
That would have been so nice for the Saints to get a nice early cheeky little goal. Not much skill required. Those dirty chippy goals are going to be the ones that could possibly swing this series. Kennesaw now back to their usual attacking ways, trying to get this cycle topside. Looks like it's going to be Rahman trying to make a play there. TNT first one there, though. Spood's going to be there to find that answer, try to get this one out of this Saints corner. They did honestly, last game for the Saints, virtually flawless. The defense held up. They made great saves. The offense was flowing. They found really good looks. It's just, can you recreate that, and can you adjust now? Because I'm sure Kennesaw is going to have a slightly different look after that game.
That's true. Kennesaw, I mean, after a 3-0 game like that, or realistically a 2-0 game for most of it there, Kennesaw, you have to make those readjustments, right? In between that game, these members have to be talking about every minute little difference in the Saints gameplay from that last game and just really trying to pick it apart and shut it down. Okay. Because as of right now, the Saints are getting opportunity after opportunity of quality shots here. And Tyro, TNT, and Flit, they just have not been able to really grasp this ball for longer than 5 to 10 seconds here, or to really get any shots going on the Saints net.
Yeah, both of these teams kind of struggling to find that, I guess, definitive, really good scoring chance. Kennesaw has a little more time in the zone so far. The Saints have had a couple decent counterattacks, trying to get that fast-paced game going. TNT full boost, though. Speaking of fast pace, however, Christian there to take him out of the skies before he can really get going. Demo in the net, though. That's going to be TNT once again, being that pain in the side of the net. They're going to take down Rahman. Flit's going to bury that goal. It's about that
angle.
It's all about that 5-second window. Spoods doesn't get what he wants out of that ball. Rahman gets taken down, and they can't get the rotation. And just like that, Kennesaw, you have a lead on your match point.
I mean, you're taking 1-0. You're already a minute 30 into this game now. This is game 6. Kennesaw, right now, if you're Kennesaw, the last thing you want is to be put into a game 7 situation in a series that you had such a lead on, such an advantage on. You had the grasp on this series. That next round was in your hands, but St. Clair is not done just yet. I think that was Christian unable to find that follow-up there as Kennesaw saved from the tie for now, but for now, emphasis on that as Ramen tries to follow up on this ball.
Far side.
What an angle, Spoods. Emphasis on for now because the Saints have just tied it up 1-1. 2 minutes and 50 on the clock. Spoods bouncing it through 2 defenders there.
Yeah, splitting the sticks on a great pass from Ramen. That's what you got to do. Get that goal early back. Show Kennesaw you are not going to go quietly into that good night. Now you're going to have possession in the offensive zone. Christian seeing if he can fake out Tyro there. Ramen, next one up to follow there. He's going to try to cycle this one through. Ball toward the middle. A little bit of bumping happening in that net. Flit going to try to send this one cross court. Going to be challenged there by Christian. Now he's going to take this ball up to that left side wall. Has some boost to play with, but that's 2 Kennesaw members waiting underneath for the follow. Now Ramen sending that one back to the corner. Flit once more. The Saints are going to steal that one though. They're going to find the touch. They're going to find the shot off the crossbar. Christian just not enough gas on that shot to bury that one, but another good scoring chance for the Saints, and they're going to keep this ball on the blue side of the pitch.
Keep it there for as long as possible. That's the name of the game for the Saints right now is pressure, pressure, pressure. As long as you're not putting yourself in a position where you have a wide open net or you have 3 Saints right in front of that Kennesaw net, anything you can put in terms of resources, in terms of players to get this pressure going is huge for the Saints right now because Kennesaw has been unable to deal with it in these past 2 games. When the Saints really get cooking at that net, they're able to find the shots. The thing is, if Kennesaw can really get cooking here, if Flit even sees an inkling of an angle that's going to be open, you know Flit's going to take it, you know TNT is going to take it, and you know Tyro is probably setting up the pass for them right there. You're seeing it every single moment of this game. A minute 30 on the clock. Deadlock still 1-1.
Yeah, constant danger for both of these squads. That shot going to be just high and wide of the mark. Now Christian trying to see if he can follow up here, keep this zone pressure going. TNT though, next one there. He's going to cycle that one out to Ramen. Christian back across pitch, waiting for Ramen to come up and try to get that one. Kennesaw going to clear the zone for just a moment. Ramen taking that one over the crossbar. Tyro and TNT both working on the front side of this net. Christian playing that one outside of the net. 60 seconds left in regulation in game 6. Kennesaw sitting on match point in this LCQ qualifier. Saints right now trying to get some pressure back the other way. Had the open net, but couldn't find the timing.
Couldn't find the timing, couldn't find that slight angle as well. It was just a little bit too far to the left. It looked like Spoods was actually going to be able to get their hands off of it, or on it again. Here, Christian sets up towards that middle. TNT, one to grab the ball. Christian been really solid at just contesting these balls from Kennesaw all game here. 30-second marker is going to be hit as Spoods sets up towards that backboard. It's going to go up and out off the post. Christian for that follow-up. Can he find that double touch? TNT in the way. Ramen keeps setting it up for these teams, but Flit from inside the net has a good angle on that one. Tyro not going to let this ball find their own net just yet. Flit going to be finding their hands on the ball after TNT has a good bump up against Spoods there, but right now, it's just volleyball back and forth.
Oh my god!
Volleyball with like a right hook thrown in every once in a while as a bump or a demo comes through from one of these teams.
Early
Speaking
demo.
of a demo, that's going to be Flit finding an early demo. It's up to Spoods and Ramen to be able to make these saves.
Yeah, Spoods got a nice little pinch on the ball there, trying to fool one of those Kennesaw defenders, leaving that one for Christian. Christian, he's going to win out that 50. TNT does take out Ramen once again, so one of those Saints off the pitch for just a moment, but Spoods and Ramen are trying to work the far side here. Spoods trying to get this one down in front of the crease. TNT, though, there to make a nice read. He's going to challenge now, sending that one up the wing. Christian there to read that one. Kennesaw trying to threaten over the middle. That's a shot. That's a pass. Going to be wide left of the mark. TNT trying his best to hold the zone. Any shot on net could potentially spell the end for one of these teams. TNT waiting in the wings. Tyro playing that one on the top side there. Looks like Ramen underneath, seeing if he can find the angle to get this pass off. Spoods, though, there for the challenge. Only a couple boosts to his name, though. Kennesaw still trying to threaten. Saints playing on the back foot.
This is overtime for Kennesaw. Last time we saw overtime, it was for Kennesaw to, try and make it to match point. This is Kennesaw at match point, looking to punch their way through this bracket, looking to shut down the Saints, because the Saints right now, realistically, no reason to be in this situation, but you're doing it. You have taken us to Game 7 through this overtime with a 2-1 win. Right now, this was a series that Kennesaw had all the control over, all of the advantage in terms of series score, in terms of just momentum in game, and the Saints have absolutely turned it on its head. They have fought back. They are not out of this LCQ just yet. And I mean, this is a Saints broadcast. This is like the prime situation for us right here. We get to cast an amazing Game 7 between two schools that we see face each other so often. I mean, how many times we've talked about it. We see Kennesaw here. These teams have played each other before. And there is a reason that we are here in Game 7. It's because the Saints are not ready to back down just yet. Quarterfinals on the horizon. Which team is going to take it as we move into Game 7?
Yeah, and it is a very late night. The clock is about to strike 12 on one of these Cinderella stories. That it'll be about exactly 11:59 by the time we are done and wrapped up here. Down to this for a top 8 spot in CRL LCQ, trying to recapture that world's placement they got before. This is absolutely, it has everything hinging on it right now. The Saints, I think the last game was 9 shots to 2 for them, so it was a much more dominant game. It was a much more clean game across the board. They were down 2-0. They were down 3-1. We said it's the most dangerous lead in sports. All it takes now is 5 minutes, one possible mistake to stake your claim, get that top 8 spot. St. Clair and Kennesaw, this is our last game of the evening.
Here we go. Game 7, starting it off hot. Tyro taken off of the field for a second or two. Spoods tries to get this started, flies past Flit. Tyro back up in time for a little bit of revenge, a bit of a save as well. TNT out from the net. He's going to move it towards the center. Christian, it looked like you had the angle there, Spoods, but he wasn't able to find it, just shy of that top corner, and just a little bit too far out. Spoods sends it back out to the corner. The offense and defensive maniac of the Saints at the starting of this first 30 seconds here.
Yeah, just have to be careful how you want to play this game now, because now, right, anything you do wrong could potentially end the world's run. You have to make sure you play buttoned up. You have to play that balanced aggression where you're trying to push the pace, trying to force the action, but you have to stay disciplined on that back end. Spoods, though, trying to get it going down the middle. That's going to be a great save by TNT, trying to make it read in that 2v1. They're looking for the demo onto Flit as well. Christian up that right side wall. One Kennesaw member not going to connect with that ball. It's going to be Tyro next. Ramen next one there. Ball dangerously sitting over the middle. That's a top down on the backboard. The angle just not good enough. That is another close opportunity. Kennesaw sending that one right back down, though. You can see how lethal both these teams' counterattacks are.
Yeah, every single time somebody gets their hands on the ball, somebody starts a carry, you know it's going to be a shot on net. You know it's going to be some insane save that has to be made, because right now, none of these saves have been easy saves by any means, right? Sometimes we see saves where it's a nice roller towards that net. Flit going to be there for that save there. It's a nice floater, goes to the net from Spoods. That's a good demo in the crease, but Flit with their hands on the ball is just going to be able to stall enough time with that boost in the back pocket. Wait for Tyro to be back up and in the game.
Yeah, Ramen gonna send that one far corner just to buy some time there. Spoods and Christian both waiting like hawks by that midline, seeing if they can scope anything else. That's gonna be a touch for the Saints, though. Oh, what a shot to the corner. Not gonna be fouled. Ramen on the second touch, though. He's got the first goal of Game 7. The pressure now on Kennesaw. A 3-1 lead evaporated, disintegrated. It is gonzo. Now the Saints have the lead in Game 7, but 3 minutes on the clock is a world of time to operate.
This is so much pressure onto Kennesaw right now. This would be devastating for them to see any more goals go over to the Saints right now. A 1-0 lead. We've already seen that take games here in this series specifically. Saints, you just got to play near perfect for these next few seconds. You can't let TNT get their hands on the ball, especially in front of your own net. Great way to clear that one out. Flit finds the demo onto Christian. Flit and Tyro chasing down this corner. TNT waiting to hammer that ball out near the center, but it's a long, long clear from Christian. really trying to make this time count for themselves. The Saints have to take every second and make it count.
I feel like I'm going to explode watching this clock run down. The nerves, the pressure of the moment is so large for both of these teams. Saints clinging for life to this 1-goal lead. I don't think one's going to do it, but at least it is a starting point. Kennesaw has not stopped firing on this Saints net. They have to be very careful how they want to play this out of the zone. That one's going to be touched back toward Tyro in this Saints crease. The challenge is going to be all day long from Spoods, though. Looking to get that sidewall boost. The demo over onto Christian is going to shut down the break for at least the moment. Kennesaw getting a little bit tangled up on their own tires there. Spoods looking to try to make a play here. He's going to send that one to the midline. Christian going to be the one to go dig deep there. He's going to dodge Tyro. He's looking for the second touch. It's going to be saved by TNT, though. Saints still trying to put this pressure on, but Kennesaw going back the other way.
Out into the corner, Spoods grabs it up. Ramen finds a demo, but Flit thinks he finds an opening. That's going to be a save. That's going to be a contest. I think it's Spoods to touch that one up. A minute 20 on the clock. Saints have taken this
Demo.
lead. You've taken this down a few minutes. Flit, you have the time to work with TNT. Flit, you block your own teammate's shot. That could be the decider. That could
Demo.
be the mistake that you need to finish off this game. Saints, you have to take advantage
Lots of time.
this opportunity you've just been given. A minute left to play with, still have that lead, but you want that insurance, you want that 2-0, especially when an opening like that comes through from Kennesaw.
A second goal would be absolutely massive, but Kennesaw is a damn good team, and they are still fighting till there's no time left on this clock. The Saints, it's about getting this ball into the corner, cycling and playing the time. Forget the time. Christian's got the second goal of the game, and game 7, 42 seconds left. The Saints have battled back. They have a 2-0 lead. Kennesaw, a little bit of time still to play, but the pressure of an entire college on their back right now.
My heartbeat sounds like a rave right now. I mean, this is
like
absolutely insane, bumping up and down right now because 2-0. The Saints, you've basically secured yourself.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
No, I'm gonna jinx it right now because Spoods is on fire. He finds another shot onto net. Flit's good on that save, but with an absolute comeback and a half in this series, the Saints are showing out right now in Kennesaw State for as much of a crazy solid series, a crazy solid day you have played for yourself. The Saints, it looks like going all the way from game 3 to game 7, you've been figured out.
From doghouse to penthouse, the Saints went climbing. There was an 0-2 start in the first series. They struggled across the board in some of these games. They were down 3-1 to Kennesaw. All that be damned. They're going to the top 8 of the CRL LCQ. We'll see you on the Rocket League channel tomorrow.
This is it. This is what the Saints have been waiting for. You cannot, I mean, look at those guys right now. The happiness, absolutely deserve every single second of this right now. I mean, keep in mind, not done for them. Don't get me wrong, but 3 best of 7s straight and taking down such tough opponents. Opponents that you were quite literally, they were the underdogs in 2 of these series. You win 1-4-1 and you take the next all the way to game 7 in comeback fashion. You take that win and you got an absolute mountain to climb tomorrow, though. UT Arlington, the favorites to win this bracket, are going to be the Saints' next opponent. That's going to be over on the Rocket League channel there tomorrow, but I mean, it's been a long night for us here, especially for us East Coasters all the way down here, close to midnight now, as we're absolutely close to wrapping up this LCQ night here. It's been a crazy night of Rocket League. It's been nice to dust off the Rocket League skills here on the cast.
It's been worth it for stuff like this.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually been on to cast Rocket League. It's an amazing day with you, Jobin, there. I know you got to do No Man's Land there. I was stuck running it. Behind the scenes and everything. But yeah, it's been a while since I've got on the pitch there, and it's nice to see that the Saints are still cooking.
Yeah, that is, I mean, listen, they're playing their best Rocket League at the best time of the year. This is a team that, you know, they had a great run through CCA all year, but they never could quite get over the hump. But But you said there is not a hump. There is a mountain waiting for them tomorrow in UT Arlington. But maybe Cinderella's got a little more sauce in this run. So we're going to have to see that tomorrow on the Rocket League channel. But shout out to everybody that was in the back today. Ryan, Daniil, and Matthias holding things down for us.
And Alex.
Yeah, and Alex as well. Sorry about that. We're going to go celebrate with the guys, give them a high five and stuff after. So we're going to close it down. Everyone, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Rocket League channel.